I know there were some decisions made in regards to the open enrollment plan. Talk about what was decided.
Yeah, correct. So at Tuesday's meeting, the school board approved the open enrollment plan for St. Johns County School District for 2017-18, and that is dependent on or caused by legislative change, House Bill 7029, that provides a new opportunity for parents as far as decision making in school enrollment is concerned.
Mm-hmm. And can you talk specifically about some of the decisions that were made in regards to how this is going to work when parents decide to enroll their children?
Absolutely, and I think one of the things for us to be thankful of is that the legislation was written in a manner that helps districts look at their demands and their needs individually. So for us, we're a fast-growing district. We've been that way for 10 years. So we have to be careful about capacity and making sure that we can serve the number of children who come into our district. And so for us, it was important to set up a plan that wouldn't cause stress or displacement of students who are already in our school system or families who are moving into the school system into an assigned zone. And so certainly it'll not have any impact on a family who moves into the school district, who moves into a school, or any children that are at schools today for other reasons, yes.
Okay. When I spoke to Christina yesterday, she mentioned there's been a lot of misunderstandings by parents, a lot of inaccurate information. I think one of the things she mentioned is that a lot of parents are thinking that students from other counties can jump into schools in St. Johns County, but that is not the case, correct?
Well, it's not that simple, and I think that's often what you hear is, oh, Grace, it's a choice plan where I can go wherever I want to in the state, and in its looking at it on the surface, it does provide for that opportunity as long as there's space and there's capacity at a school. So as we talk about St. Johns County, there are very few schools that actually have space today for additional students. And so the legislation is written in a manner that allows districts to first prioritize families that live in the district, and then if there are still seats available, it can then, in a second step, open that up to families outside of the school district. So over time, there may be opportunity for families or for children who actually live in adjoining districts or area districts to move across county lines, whether that's St. John's, Duval, Clay, or any other county. It's written for everyone, although each district writes their own plan, and as time goes along, it will be revised each year depending on space and capacity. So it's not quite as simple as if I want to go to another school at another area that I can just do that. It's going to depend on the ability of that school to have space for that child.
So parents living with their children in St. Johns County should feel a little bit of confidence in knowing that they're going to be first priority when it comes to their choice of school as opposed to somebody from Duval County.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, that's the first responsibility that we have is to our children and our families who live in St. Johns County. So it doesn't hinder that ability for us to provide education for our own families and our own children. It just opens up the opportunity where there is space and there is the ability to open the door to other families outside of either an assigned school zone or even outside the district in some cases.
Okay. When parents begin to, whether they're already here or whether they are coming in as a new St. Johns County resident, I guess what are the main things you want parents to know to make the process as easy and smooth as possible when it comes to picking the correct school for their child?
Right. Well, and I think one of the things they'll see as a parent, if they will look at the documents that we'll have posted on our website, and certainly for parents in our system, they'll receive flyers and they'll receive information, but that information will kind of drive them to help them understand what's open in St. Johns County for the next school year as far as school seats are concerned, and where are the options or where are the opportunities. For us, there will only be 4 schools that have capacity for 2017-18. So although we have 36 schools, we only have 4 schools when we look at and we implement our plan that are going to have seats that are going to be available to students outside of their assigned attendance zone.
Do you know which 4 schools those are?
It is Ponte Vedra Palm Valley Rawlings Elementary School, and then Durbin Creek Elementary School, the Webster School, and then Murray Middle School.
Okay. Anything else you can think that's important to add?
Well, I think the one piece is to understand is that there is an open and shut window of time, and it does allow for us to do that so that we can plan ahead to know from a staffing perspective, from a school perspective for the next school year. So parents do need to look and read the information, complete the application in a timely manner, and know that we will then begin a process of selecting or filling those seats as the demand calls.
Okay, is there a deadline for parents?
There is a deadline, and we're gonna,
Okay.
yeah, let me, okay, the controlled open enrollment period is February 13th through March 10th. Okay, and so that is the application and the open time period for parents to complete. And then, you know, if there are more applicants than there are seats, it will provide for a lottery process and notification that will follow soon after. So it's a springtime process that occurs for preparation for the next school year. Okay.
And then my final question for you, kind of in general, as I mean, you've only been here for about a week. I know
Right.
It's exciting. Probably your biggest task is going to be what we've always heard about, just St. Johns County. It's popular, it's growing, everybody's coming here. As superintendent, what do you see as your goal right now and your goals for the future as to dealing with this issue that probably is not going to be going away anytime soon?
Yeah, no, and I think what we learn is this becomes an integrated system, you know, the open enrollment process that is part of what we do as a whole. So I don't know that it will create any type of a difference in hardship or goals that we have as a system. You know, we want to be high performing. We want our children to have the best opportunity to have success when they leave us. And we know that growth is a challenge to us. And many times it's a challenge to get seats in place at schools where the demand is high and the new houses are coming in each and every day. Part of the enrollment plan is such that if my child enters an elementary school in first grade, once they do that, they're there until they exit the terminal grade, the 5th grade of that school. If it's a kindergarten through 8th grade school, it's till they end 8th grade. It doesn't give them the ability to necessarily choose the next school. Okay, so if they're going to a middle school or a high school, that would depend on capacity. So open enrollment will take them through the school that they are approved to be assigned to.